Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in, watching as always on YouTube TV, listening on Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, the VSiN Watch app, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Busy hour coming up. Mike Palm's going to join us from here at Circa, the VP, in 15 minutes. We got the East Coast perspective from Thomas Gable 30 minutes ago. We'll talk about it with Mike and sharp betting action that they've seen on this series and Game 1 coming up at that time. Also, his reaction to Game 1 last night. He's a huge hockey guy. Do you have a ton of bets on the game in the series so far?
No. I want to. It's okay to sit back and watch a Game 1 of a big series. Certainly wrong last night on the total. But I want to see what these matchups look like and who guards who. OG MVP, Cat over 3.5 assists, Wemby most rebounds in the series, Spurs in 6 for the hell of it, 5-1.
You like the Spurs to win it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a tough series, but it'd be epic if it's 3-2 Knicks with a chance to close it out Game 6. But because it's tough, I still have a lot of questions that need to be answered, and I don't know what the answers are to those questions about fatigue. Is this sustainable? Is Wemby just going to be the difference? And who's going to guard who? Because that's just hard knockdown shots. Some of this stuff's tough. Foul trouble, all of it, and it can Cat be clean as well. So, But a phenomenal series on paper, just fantastic.
All right, so let me give you some quarter numbers here, and betting this from a derivative perspective. In the first quarter, the San Antonio Spurs are 12-6 in the playoffs, straight up, averaging 29.2 points per quarter and winning the first quarter by 3.7 points. Pretty good. How about the Knicks?
Yep.
12-2 in the playoffs in the first quarter, averaging 31.5 points per game.
Number 1 in the first quarter, Mitch, outscoring opponents by 27 points per 100 possessions. It's ridiculous.
And overall, on a game-by-game or quarter-by-quarter basis, they're winning that first quarter by almost 7 points, Paulie. The Spurs are laying 1.5 tonight in the first quarter. In the first half, the Knicks also 12-2. They are averaging almost 63 points in the first half in the playoffs and winning the first half by more than 11 points. The Spurs are 12-6 overall in the playoffs in the first half, averaging 56 points. So maybe, what about looking first quarter, first half totals to go over before they maybe get used to each other and it dies down a little bit?
Yep. How about instant gratification? I added this today. This was added at Caesars. Will Wemby win the opening tip of every game? Minus 180.
That's great that they offer that.
That is awesome. I had to take it. He's minus 1,000 tonight. And then the instant gratification, the stuff that they offer, we know about first basket.
Yeah.
How many dunks?
Method of the first basket.
How many dunks in the first 3 minutes? How many points in the first minute? How many three-pointers in the first 3 minutes? All that stuff's up and available. And one dunk in the first 3 minutes is $1.10. 2+ is plus $4.50.
What's zero?
Minus $2.
Oh, is it really?
$2.80.
Wow, okay.
Something like that. I don't think that's ridiculous, especially with Wemby. Coming just 3 minutes to have a dunk.
Yeah, but you have to get the exact number you said?
Well, they offer 0, 1+, 2+.
Oh, 1+, 2+.
Yeah, 1+,
I got you.
2+,
Yeah.
Right. And then you have first made a 3-pointer too. I mean, that's Champagnie at 6-1 looks pretty good.
Oh, man.
5-1. But I also know I'm going to win the opening tip. And Champagnie cashed a couple times in that OKC game, first basket. Maybe you could look at Fox, rather. Wemby did it in Game 7. He was plus 450. But I love that the opening tip is offered and all that stuff with dunks and how many points in the first minute and all that. So the instant gratification is there.
I'll give you a total bomb based on what you're saying. What about Champagnie, method of the first basket, 3-pointer?
Yeah, that's available too, right.
Wemby minus 1,000 to win the tip. You would think, again, he took 17 attempts from downtown in one game against the Knicks this year. He made 11 of them, and he had a ton of catch-and-shoot threes this entire year against New York in the 3 games that were played.
Okay,
So,
well, how about if I get a stop? Then I could look at Hart. San Antonio was allowed the most corner threes in the playoffs. They're going to leave Hart open.
Yeah, they will.
They're going to put Wemby on him. And this goes back to what you like at Bet365 and other spots. Hart attempted threes in this game, in this series. How they're going to let him shoot. So you could look maybe at that too. But it's a great market knowing that the guy's going to win the opening tip. He should win the opening tip every single time.
Right. I'll run down some first quarter scoring props as well here. I don't like Brunson overall in the first quarter in the playoffs has averaged almost 12. He plays almost the entire first quarter. It's 11.9 minutes officially, averaging 8.7 points per quarter, 7.2 field goal attempts, and 3 attempts from downtown. His first quarter prop is 7.5. I would actually lean under to him tonight, unless he hits like multiple threes and he takes 3 attempts, because I just think it's going to take a little bit of time getting used to, again, Wemby being like roaming the lane and being there as that menace, and that the broomstick just has 7'5", like, okay, pal, you're 6'1". You're not going to shoot it over me. Sorry. So I'd lean under to him. Castle averages more than 9 minutes played in the first quarter and almost 7 points, taking 4 field goal attempts and almost 1.5 threes. His prop is 4.5. But the thing is, he was not good in the regular season against the Knicks. That you'd probably want to look at more like full game stuff with him if you want to bet unders on that. And Wemby has averaged 8.5 minutes, almost 7 points per game. His prop is 6.5 over his minus 122. I think it's right where it needs to be honest.
Okay.
The Opta AI stats, I like it when they're on random guys. Their biggest edges tonight are on Miles McBride and Cornette.
Oh, again?
Again, they love this guy. Like their numbers say to bet him. But by the way, I think he's cashed. That's at least 2 games in a row, right?
I know, but can they survive the non-Wemby minutes? That's a big question too. I don't know if they can.
Well, and McBride only played in 1 of the 3 games, but he was 4 of 9 from 3. In my head, I have this idea of Miles McBride kind of playing the role of Jared McCain for the Knicks in this series, meaning that he's going to get like his in game 1. And in fact, Opta AI, they really like this tonight. 2+ made threes out of McBride is plus 138. If he gets 10 minutes, the attempts might be there from 3.
Yep. Caesars added this as well. Will Brunson make a 3 in every game? Yes is only $1.70. That seems cheap. But is this number 1 bench in the playoffs? Is it sustainable? Will they continue to go off? I say no. Number 1 points in the paint. I think that'll see some water finding its level.
I agree.
Shamet, 21 of 35 from 3. Not sustainable.
That's not I can't imagine.
Opponent shooting 32% on wide open threes. Not sustainable. Nick shooting 41% from 3. Not sustainable. Knicks number 1 in rebounds. That will continue, I think. They are so good on the glass and offensive rebounding, and that was a big issue in the regular season meetings.
Here's my comparison to Shamet. Now, this was only 1 series, but you know where I'm going to go with this 3 years ago. The reason why Oklahoma City lost in the playoffs in 2024 was because of P.J. Washington.
Yes.
And he's never been that guy ever in his entire life.
It was a fluke.
A total fluke. For a 6-game series, he shot lights out, and he was the reason why they won. Never before that or after has he ever been anywhere close to that. And it lasted for like 6 games. But Shamet's now done it for those 35 attempts. Is that all playoff long? Because again, he missed 1 3. He took 13 attempts. He missed 1 against the Cavaliers.
Correct.
That's come on.
Yep.
That's crazy talk.
It is. And it just goes back to the lead gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And they're so impressive and so good. All 3 opponents have quit in a closeout game, what they've done. It's historic. The other thing you forget about and why it's such a huge series, and it's the fan base also with the New Yorkers. I mean, you go back, Evan Abrams had this, a combined 143 seasons in the major sports that a New York team hasn't won a title. You got to go back to the Giants beating the Patriots, and why the Yankee fans are furious, how Steinbrenner and Cashman are running things. What was A-Rod beating the Phillies and Girardi, I think, but
09.
You got to go back to Eli Manning beating Tom Brady. That's how long it's been for a New York team winning a title.
Well, I mean,
forget about that.
Unfortunately, he did not include the New York Liberty from a couple years ago.
We're not counting that. Yes, right.
Not going to count that?
No.
Well, I know Minnesota fans got pissed off at me after the T-Wolves got bounced because they said, you're forgetting about the Lynx, pal. And they were dead serious. I'm like, okay, you're right. I didn't include the Lynx. Sorry about that.
I'll say major sports. Yes. So that's been a long time coming. But these numbers, if they can keep this up, And that'll be the talking. So you don't like this with the scouts and GMs? I see that. I think I'm saying I like that. If I'm a Knicks fan, I like that the scouts and GMs who don't pay attention to betting think it's outrageous that San Antonio's this big of a favorite.
No, I would go the other way for because they don't. I don't think most of them pay attention to betting. Maybe they do. It's unlikely. But for GM specifically to say that, no, that tells me that I like the Spurs. Then no, I don't.
Okay.
No,
some of them saying the Knicks should be favored, or it's okay.
It reminds me of when the Knicks played the Hawks a handful of years ago, and it was a pick'em series, and every single person on ESPN.com picked the Knicks. I'm like, that's literally impossible. You can't have a pick'em series and every single person's pick. And guess what happened? They lost in 5 games?
Yep.
Yeah.
This is awesome. If you're looking to put your World Cup knowledge to the test at the highest level, the Splash Sports contest is for you. $1 million guaranteed in a Survivor contest. 1,000 to enter, $1 million on the line. You can only use a team once. Pick wisely from the group stage all the way through the knockout round. And new players, if you use promo code VEASAN, get a 50% deposit match up to $100, a free Quick Picks entry up to $20, plus 100% Quick Picks payout boost. Entries close June 11th. SplashSports.com/VEASAN. Code VEASAN. Got to be 21. SplashSports.com/VEASAN.
Great contest there. Mike Palm is the VP of Circa Las Vegas. Joins the program coming up next. How are sharp bettors at this book attacking the Spurs and the Knicks in the NBA Finals? We'll ask them next on Follow the Money. It's VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network.
Let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. I've got something for you that almost feels too good to be true. First, credit where credit's due. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. There's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VEASAN Pro. I've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on the annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VEASAN Pro. All right, back to the show.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Wednesdays with the Maestro. Mike Palm is the VP of Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D. He joins us now on the desk live in studio, Circa Sportsbook. Good to see you, pal. How are you today?
Good afternoon, Mitch. Good afternoon, Paul. How are you?
Hey, Mike.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Mike. Good to see you. Long time.
Thanks.
Yeah, we got the East Coast perspective from Thomas Gable last hour. He compared it to what the Eagles were like in 2022 when they could not stop the faucet. I mean, it was just nonstop Eagles money the entire time. He compared the handle in these Knicks playoff games to NFL games, and these games could be like NFL playoff games, he said. Out here on the West Coast, 4 hours from L.A., is it similar?
No. But we've definitely seen an uptick in the handle on the NBA Finals this year. I think, one, you had OKC the last two, and then OKC Indianapolis is a tough national. So obviously the Knicks are a big factor, but so is the young star for San Antonio, Wembanyama, right? And adding interest to this. So the handle definitely on the NBA playoffs in general has been up this year, and we've already outwritten any series price bets from last year, and that we'll continue to offer it all throughout the series. But before game one tips, we'll have written more on the series price this year.
On the series,
yeah.
Sharp action, I'm guessing, on the Knicks after you guys first posted?
Well, it's very interesting now because our look ahead, and I don't know, I didn't talk about it on this show because I wasn't on last week, but our look ahead was Spurs over Knicks was 245, and it was 290 to OKC. So obviously, this has come down. We saw a lot of Knicks love. You're starting to see some sharp buyback now on the Spurs at this price once it's coming under $2.
Good back and forth with the game one number as well.
Good back and forth with the game one number. In terms of props, the player whose props have been bet the most by far is Josh Hart.
Here we go again.
Like
All
everything,
over.
or yeah.
Yeah, everything. You know, we posted these Brunson versus Wemby points,
That's good.
and we posted Cat versus Wemby rebounds. Nothing. Nobody's biting on that.
But they all want Josh Hart.
They all want Josh.
It
Yes.
seems to me like Josh Hart's too popular.
Maybe.
It's all I've heard.
Yeah, I said that earlier in the week.
It's like it's like the Florida baseball team, right?
Okay.
That was one of my 2 tickets. When the whole world was on him, I said no shot.
Mm.
They get run twice by a team that's 500, right?
At 2 different sports books, the sharp action on Hart to have a triple-double in the series. And 8-1 down to 7-1 at some spots.
Well, let me ask you this, Mike, because you're not the biggest NBA guy.
No.
And obviously you fully admit that. So one of my good friends here in town loves college basketball. He said after game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, it was the first NBA game he had watched in probably 5 years because his nephew made him. He's back around his family, and you need to watch Wemby. He watched it. He texted me. He goes, "I need to watch more NBA." Are you there? Are you getting there because of Wembanyama?
Well, the game one in each conference finals was great. And then the rest of it was sort of a dud. I mean, game 7 was okay, but the rest of the series was a dud, right? The only game I actually bet, and I'm not a big bet, was I laid the short price with OKC in game 3, and they got down 17-0. Is anybody following this Knicks first to 10? It's unbelievable.
First to 10, huh? Okay.
Knicks first to 10 was Spurs first to 10 was 7-0 in that series because Wembanyama's going to be in there the whole time. So you're betting the time period is Wemby.
Tough.
But it was 7-0 against OKC tonight. I think it's $1.55.
Not bad.
Spurs first to 10 tonight against the Knicks.
Knicks' best first quarter team, though.
Yeah.
Boy, that is tough.
And a great road team.
Yep. Avello thinks it's going to be a record handle. I would expect it for those companies to be the biggest bet NBA Finals. And I do think we're going to see this will only be eclipsed by Jordan numbers with the ratings when it's all said and done. I think this is going to be because game 7 in the conference finals, highest rated conference finals since 2002 was Shaq and Kobe against the Kings. So I think the only thing that'll beat this will be the ridiculous Jordan numbers with The Last Dance.
Yeah. Well, if we get good games, for sure.
Need that too, yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. So when I sit here in the book on these games, and it happened to be because the Knights were playing it lined up a lot with the Western Conference Finals,
Sure.
right? There were more San Antonio Spurs jerseys in the book than there were Knights on those nights when they both played. Now, a lot of the people for Knights were at Stadium Swim, obviously. But the amount of even in the last month or so, as the playoffs, there seems to be a lot of San Antonio fans. Maybe it's about Wembanyama. Maybe it was like that way when Golden State became sort of a national team because of Steph.
Yep.
But boy, they seem to be very popular.
That makes sense. I mean, we've never seen anything like this kid. So, by the way, how was Stadium Swim last night for game 1 of the Stanley Cup
It
Final?
was terrific. But did you see the scenes from T-Mobile?
I
The
did.
whole lower bowl was full.
Yeah.
We'll never forget about getting an official watch party here for the rest of the road games. I mean, they put 10,000 people in T-Mobile last night, so that's
Sure.
very hard to compete with.
Yeah. But also, Derek said that they were out there. NHL was scouting last night so they could have shots for game 2.
They came in and taped the sports book last week, and then they were filming B-roll from Stadium Swim last night.
So Paulie and I talked about both of these series, the NBA and the NHL, going over 5.5 games. Where are you at with the Cup after last night and what happened?
I love both those bets. I think those are the right bets on each series, that they're going to go longer. I think the Knicks have a lot of fight in them in here. And I always thought this VGK Carolina, they were, I think, 2 pretty evenly matched teams. The difference is VGK has the Cup cred, right? And you kind of saw that. I think 2-0 last night. Carolina thought this is wash, rinse, repeat from the whole playoffs, right? And, all of a sudden it became a game. And, I mean, I don't really fault the goaltending. I think there were some excellent goals that were scored. A great fortune. I thought the Knights were sloppy, honestly. They have to clean up their game on the road. They had too many turnovers. But look, I mean, both teams want to forecheck. And when you forecheck, you're going to give up opportunities on the other end. It's just that simple. So there were a lot of opportunities, and the teams cashed in on them last night.
Did they figure out Hart? Ferraro kept mentioning you got to go to the glove side, and they got a couple goals that way.
That has to be the concerning point for the Knights, right? He'd been so good in the last 2 series. Really, once you got past game 4 in Utah, he'd been very, very good. He got a little bit exposed last night. Obviously, for the people like me who have Carter Hart Conn Smythe tickets, it wasn't a good night.
What number?
I got 40-1. Now he's 55-1.
It went up
after
on
last
that.
night.
Wow.
Okay.
But he was still 30-1 at some books. It wouldn't come down, and that's the bias that the voters just won't vote for him because of the incident in Ontario.
Paul, you're the former goalie here. You have to explain this.
Yeah.
How is a goalie weak glove side?
To me, it's impossible. It's only happened to two guys I know of, Matt Murray and Crawford, play with the Blackhawks. It doesn't make
Any sense. I don't get it.
I think no matter who you talk to, if you played the position, low glove side is the toughest shot to stop. Yeah, I just don't understand how you're weak on the glove side. It doesn't make any sense. But you have seen he didn't even move.
No,
the first goal he didn't move
didn't
till
move.
it was in the net.
I didn't think he saw it, but he did see it.
I didn't get it.
He did see it.
He was way late to respond to that one. To
There's
react.
something there maybe, but they got him glove side a couple too, and I know there was a great breakdown on NHL.com that high glove side, you can beat them there too. So I'm not going to overreact and say high scoring series. I just think it was a fluke, and weird stuff can happen in game one, and they were ridiculous with their mistakes, like Brenda Moore said, and it happened in the Montreal series to start. Just sloppy, both sides, with some great goals.
The Montreal, game one of Montreal, I can totally excuse for 2 weeks off. It's never happened in the modern history of the NHL.
Right.
And they got jumped the first period, and that was it. After that, they completely dominated the series.
Yeah. So what do we do about that tonight in the NBA? New York has had a long time off.
Eight
Has
days.
to be concerning.
I would
How do
think
you
a
stay
little.
in rhythm? How do you stay in rhythm as a shooter? And you're not playing at home. It's not a familiar surrounding. It's a Western Conference team you go to once a year. You play in that building.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's advantage San Antonio tonight.
Very good. Do you have a bet on game 2 of the Cup? The total went up to 6. You guys are under -20 here.
No, I don't have I almost want to bet Carolina here, only because I think they're in bad shape if they have to go to Vegas, and then they have to get one of the 2 games in Vegas. I know they're a good road team, but Vegas is, despite not scoring in the first periods and never having the lead in the first periods at home, right?
Right.
Always coming from
It's crazy.
But Vegas, this third period Vegas thing is amazing, Paul.
It is.
Highest scoring team in the NHL in third period, and they've scored 27 third period goals in 17 playoff games so far.
End of May, early June has turned into a great time of on the sports calendar with all the stuff going on, College World Series, the French Open. How has the handle been on the French Open? Because it has been absolutely crazy. The results.
The in-game handle is amazing.
Yeah.
The bridge jumpers are getting murdered.
Oh, no.
How about Sabalenka serving for the match?
Yep. Center?
He lost.
Sabalenka?
Center was too quick, though,
Fonseca?
because he was hurt. He got dehydrated or whatever, and then he couldn't do anything.
Were you awake when that
I
happened?
was watching the whole thing. It's
What
the
was
most
the in-
amazing thing.
Absolutely. Couldn't move.
So we didn't have – every book in Nevada took the in-play down when he couldn't move. But if you watch the match on TNT,
Yeah.
they kept putting the Kalshi number up, the trading number.
Yeah.
He was 99%. Then it went to 91. And they to the point where once he got down in the third set, he was 22%. I mean, it just every game that he lost,
Yeah.
it just kept going down.
Well, what happened today with the bettors with Sabalenka?
Sabalenka, people are trying to bet $200,000 to win $4,000, when she gets a lead in the second set and she's serving. It's shocking to me that she could lose every single game from that point. From 5-4, she lost the last 9 games.
Oh,
I thought you were going to go the people who bet like $3,000 to win $30.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
It's all this bridge jumping's crazy, and this whole tournament's been chaos.
Yeah, more with the Maestro up next. Aaron Judge, a little dinged up. Cam Schlittler rocked for the first time all year. Who should we look at for AL MVP and Cy Young?
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue with Mike Palm, VP, Circa Las Vegas, the Golden Gate, and the D here in downtown. Okay, so a couple things in Major League Baseball. Cam Schlittler, first, he did. I don't know what happened last night, but that was the first time the entire year he had nothing. He was really bad. So everybody's been trying to make a case to who can we find in case it's unsustainable to maybe bet in the Cy Young market. You love betting this award. Have you done anything with it?
Yeah, I did something last week, of course. I looked at the 2 Cy Young races, and they're the polar opposites.
Oh, yes.
There's 5 guys in the National League that deserve the Cy Young right now, and there's 1 guy in the American League, is Schlittler. So I tried to make the case last week, and I did so, and then bet this, if Davis Martin should really be the second choice, because Cease is hurt, I don't trust him. DeGrom's been average, his price is based on name. I think Gavin Williams has great stuff, but he doesn't know how to pitch. He just throws.
Walks too many people.
Okay. Wu, I've seen some bad outings from Wu. He starts huffing and puffing about the fourth inning. McClanahan is again by name. I think Rasmussen's better on that staff. And then I said Davis Martin, and of course he has a terrible outing. So let me turn that into two things. If I'm looking for another option, what Schlittler tells me last night is he could still be bad and he's still way ahead in this race, right? And now instead of even money, he's up to $2 or $2.10. So Davis Webb, I thought it was a tough task for him to have to pitch against the same team, the Twins, 5 days apart, right? He went last Thursday, and then he went Tuesday. However, Joe Ryan did the same thing. A little extra rest, so he went Tuesday and Monday. He didn't have his best stuff either, but gutted it out and won. So I say if now, today, because Martin, I think that start really hurts his chances. If I had to say today, I might take a look at Joe Ryan. The only worry is, will the Twins trade him to a National League team? So that's the reason to probably balk on that. So that being said, I think, no, there's no really good option to Schlittler at this point.
Garrett Cole was still available at 100-1 last night.
He spotted everybody 11 starts.
I know.
When I bet him at 60-1 preseason, I thought he'd start him 6 or 7 starts. 11's a long way. I do like the fact that he's been more efficient, though, and he's gotten deeper in games.
Let me bring this up. He won't win. He's 250-1. But if you look at his numbers, it's another reliever having just a ridiculous year, not named Mason Miller in the American League. Cade Smith with Cleveland.
Yeah, but that's the same thing we do with Hader.
I know.
They have two bad starts and they're $5 million to 1. You can't do it. They have no margin of error.
Okay, so I saw this report last night. The Yankees sending Aaron Judge, bone bruise in his right rib cage, to see a specialist for additional testing. Aaron Boone said, quote, "It's kind of a unique spot. We'll have the specialist probably look at it tomorrow and see where we're at and see how he feels with it," end of quote. They sat him in a game for, quote, rest is what they said, after they had an off day to begin this week. Anybody that you want to look at in the American League MVP race?
Well, I think it's, why is Witt the second choice? His numbers aren't great.
His WAR is great, but that's
whatever. They think he's a nice defender. The Alvarez has played. I think Alvarez, if you're going to bet between the two of them, I would take Alvarez at plus 310 as opposed to Witt at plus 275. I mean, he's hitting 300 and he's second in home runs and top 10 in RBIs, and teams continue to pitch to him.
I know it,
which is amazing with that lineup that they continue to pitch to this guy. They think he's like some novelty act. The guy can hit, and I mean, if the guy's going to go out and hit 50 home runs and hit 300, then of course it all depends on the Judge's health.
Okay, let me. How about Ben Rice on his own team? No.
I'd like to talk about the National League Cy Young. So I bet Sanchez at 8-1 preseason, and I bet Ohtani at 35-1.
Oh, that's
I feel nice, but I feel very afraid of Mizorowski.
Well, the
strikeout stat is going to cause so many voters. I mean, Sanchez has struck out 95. He's 13 behind him. Well, think if this kid learns to pitch too, right? He's still just I mean, he's scary. That's what scares me in the National League. But you can make a case. Skeens is probably the guy you can make the least case for. I can make a case for Sale too. So you have Sanchez, Mizorowski, Ohtani, and Sale. I mean, is Ohtani going to go the whole year with a sub-1 ERA? I mean, he did have the worst 6-inning no-hitter I've ever seen in my life against the Rockies. He had command of none of his pitches, and there's 6. It was just horrible. Of course, they win the game because they're the Dodgers. But, yeah, I think it comes down to probably Sanchez and Mizorowski, and I don't have Mizorowski covered, so at some point I might have to make a wager later in the season.
If Ohtani has a 1 ERA on the year, he's not going to have a great chance to win.
People are going to vote for him for both because he's going to get MVP.
I think they might want to actually say, yeah, we got to give it to this guy.
He wants to win this award.
Yes, he
care
does.
less about MVP.
I would agree.
And the reason I bet him is because Dave Roberts, I read an article before the season that he said he'll be in the rotation, and if he's still in the Cy Young race at the All-Star break, we're going to keep him in the rotation. So I think the Dodgers were going to give him a shot at it. So that's why I bet the 35-1 number.
You guys want to get sick for a second here? And I confirmed this with Chris Bennett, who runs the book here at Circus Sports earlier in the week. Before the season started, I'll tie in Mizorowski 2 different ways. I'm in a 10-team keeper fantasy league dynasty. You get to keep 3 guys. He had a 15th round value attached to it. I elected to keep Roman Anthony over Jacob Mizorowski because I was worried about the innings that he would pitch this year. I was also staring at 58-1 for most strikeouts this season here at Circa. And I confirmed
Mizorowski was 58-1.
And I thought, wait, am I dreaming or was he 58-1? I text Bennett. And he goes, we opened 70 because he had the same concerns that I did. And that was innings. And he goes, we closed like around 40. And I punted on all that.
That's your team too.
That's just it's a donkey kick to the stomach.
Yeah.
Oh,
I read reports. They're not going to they're not going to push the innings. It's not going to have the workload. Okay. All right. What a horrible feeling that is.
Yeah.
well,
Those comments got you, but you can't kill yourself. That's brutal.
It's horrible.
If the team's going to say that and then do the opposite.
I know. There's a lot of baseball left, but 58-1 for most strikeouts would be nice to have.
It'd be pretty nice right now to have a 13 strikeout lead on the field right now as we enter June.
I know, because you mentioned it too, because we've gone this route before. But if Mason Miller only gives up that Cubs performance where he gives up a couple runs, his stuff is so nasty and he strikes out the side almost every time. I mean, I still think we can revisit this once we get to September. If the guy only has one bad outing the whole year and he's so dominant, it was just that fluke where
0.3 ERA.
Don't bring a guy in a non-safe situation. Yeah, right. He can do that.
Yeah. Be nice if he was still on the A's when they move here to town.
Well, yeah, right.
Those are two other guys, by the way. Langoliers and Kurtz, maybe AL MVP.
Kurtz was interesting. That was the other one I looked at on the list. Does he have enough name? I think you have to have some name recognition, though, too.
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Well, the on-base stuff was out there. People were aware of the streak.
What did it, 40?
Yeah. Sanchez today, what do you think?
He hasn't done anything wrong. What is his streak at now? I mean, it's just
44 plus.
Incredible streak. Yeah, 44, 45. I mean, I guess you'd keep riding the guy when he's not making any mistakes. And it's the thing to me about that. Remember, he had those like 2 out of 3 starts where he gave up 10 hits each.
Yeah.
To the Giants and Cubs. Right, the Cubs who can't hit at all right now, and the Giants are the worst team in baseball. And then now he's gotten into this. He seems so easy when he throws. Right, it doesn't seem like it's a stressful motion with Sanchez, which is why I thought at 8-1 I'd give him a shot.
That's a great
How can
bet.
this happen with Tatis? What's the explanation?
But he's happy. You listen to the broadcast; he's still having a great time. It doesn't bother him. Really?
Yeah, right.
It doesn't bother him. That's a problem. I mean, you can't go from one to the other. Just bad luck. I mean, I think we've had enough sample size now.
Yeah, right.
We're almost 40% of the way in.
Yeah. Did you bet anything else tonight in Major League Baseball?
I did not. I do have Oregon at 35-1 in the college baseball. Now they have to go to Texas, so that's a big hurdle to get over. But I listened to the UCLA coach when they had the Big Ten tournament in Omaha, and they asked the UCLA coach, who's the most dangerous team coming out of the Big Ten tournament as we head into regionals. And he didn't say his own team. Well, because there were a lot of injuries, right? And they lose as the number 1 seed, Georgia Tech. He said Oregon is the most dangerous Big Ten team because you have 2 completely shut down starters, a good bullpen, and they can homer 1 through 9. So
yeah, okay.
They're not giving up any runs in that Oregon regional. They had great pitching performances every game. We'll see when they get to Austin.
That's a strong soundbite then.
That is money.
It was really strong.
Money quote.
Really strong. And at 35-1, hey, why not?
Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's all of this has been bedlam. Talk about the French Open, College World Series, all these teams getting bounced already.
Oh, I mean, the teams that are 500 in little small leagues that qualify by winning their tournament are beating these SEC top 10 teams. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
Next Saturday, the Maestro, Derek Stevens, we're taking over. It's going to be great. World Cup, you can't wait. Brazil and Morocco while we're here. Game 5, NBA Finals. Come on down to Circa. Open bar, all-you-can-eat food. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth. June 13th, 1 to 5. Day baseball, NBA Finals, 3 World Cup matches. Open bar, all-you-can-eat. Next Saturday, VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth. VSiN.com/Beyond the Booth.
Do you have a bet to make right now in the World Cup? Anything? Group bet, future?
Do a lot of research in the next few days because I'm going to have Christopher Sanchez on the Score Show on Saturday morning. Christopher did a great job coming on with the ball and I when we had our show, and then with Ben Wilson and I think he's a terrific soccer guest. He used to play on the U.S. men's national team, calls game for BN Sports. So I got to do a lot of research. I haven't done enough. I had to get through Champions League, and now I got to change my mind to the countrywide competition.
Did you guys have a good handle for that? Sorry, Paul.
We did.
Did you?
We had the best result we could have had. PSG and penalties was the best result of anything that could have happened in the finals. PSG and regulation is what everybody bet.
Oh, really?
Yes, everybody bet. Huh?
Well, it stinks. Arsenal has 1 shot and it goes in. How about 2 guys missing the goal entirely on the PKs? How do you miss? I don't get that.
And it's always the same demographic for the English teams that do that, and they all get up. But the guy that Gabriel never takes penalties. He's not one of their regular shooters, and he convinced Arteta he wanted to take it.
Good to see you again, Maestro.
And airmails it. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you. Baseball next. Batters on this team have mauled today's opposing pitcher. I'll give you the details next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
To expand here on a little bit of the baseball conversation we had with Mike Paul in previous segment, baseball is such a funny game. Again, it was a Malinsky special for the Twins. They were playing horrific baseball. They're coming back home after a long 9-game road trip with only one day off in between. Joe Ryan was going. The White Sox, they were without Murakami, but the offense was still clicking, and they got a bunch of runs off him in that game. I think they scored 6. Yet, they got beaten that game. I had the White Sox there. As he said, you have, like Davis Martin, why is the number $1.18 yesterday, $1.20? Had to bet him. He staked to a 3-0 lead, and he gets blistered.
It seems like it's only baseball, right? Like why are the links so short? They're short again tomorrow. I don't get it. But the links are blowing people out. In other sports, a lot of times it comes through in the NFL. But for whatever reason, it's always off in baseball.
Always.
That's the sport. Too good to be true. It is.
Yep.
It is too good to be true.
And then you fast forward to today, I had no interest in Fetty going.
You're right.
Taj Bradley's going for the Twins. Bradley's just absolutely got awful.
Yep.
And he gets smoked, and the White Sox win the game, of course. So, boy, oh boy, it can be so tricky. And, Paul, that's, again, we had 2 games on the board yesterday. We said, well, they are fishy, a little bit stinky here. One of them was the White Sox. I'm like, I got to bet it anyway. Loser. Other one, Cubs. Why are they so short? And the Gage Jump kid comes out, and he was fantastic for the A's.
Yep.
And so both fishy numbers, to us anyway, lost yesterday. I'm telling you, when we talk about that, it's like 90% when you want to go the other way.
Yep. I got to give you this, too, because some of the numbers are so strong, and it's been very good the last couple of weeks. The matchups, notable matchups. Abreu's hitting .430 against Bassett. Tatis is .500 against Sanchez.
Mm-hmm.
That's 14 at-bats. Wynn is .455 against Gore. Adele is .545 against Lorenzen. And Bryce Harper, and it paid off last night because he hit a home run. He has owned Vasquez. He's also .500 against Buehler. And that's an 11 at-bat sample size. So those have been strong.
And I'll give you this, too. Some other batter versus pitcher matchups that really caught my attention today, and as a result, made a couple of bets based on that. It's the Blue Jays and the Braves game, and Patrick Corbin is going for Toronto. He's taking on Grant Holmes for Atlanta, and, for many years, it's like, hey, it's Patrick Corbin Day. You know what to do. Well, this might be the ultimate instance, although the Braves are playing at home, so there's a chance here that they're not going to have their at-bat in the bottom of the 9th inning. But Ozzie Albies in his career, 14-32, so 455 average, an 875 slug with 7 extra base hits, 3 home runs. Ronald Acuna against Corbin, 11-34, 471 slug, not great, but 3 extra base hits and a home run. How about Austin Riley? 310 average, 724 slug, 6 extra base hits, 3 home runs. Matt Olson against Corbin, 6-for-14 with a 571 slug and 2 extra base hits, and there are other players on the Braves as well. And overall, in 174 plate appearances against the Braves roster, Atlanta has a 354 batting average, a 438 weighted on base, and a 625 slug. I played Braves first 5 team total over 2.5. I laid 15 cents, and I played the full game over 4.5 at plus 112. I was also looking, I couldn't get down on this because it wasn't available at enough spots in Las Vegas, or any spots for that matter. But Corbin's earned runs over 2.5 was like $1.30 today.
Yeah.
So if it's still around that number, I think that's absolutely playable.
Just some staggering numbers the last couple of weeks where you've seen guys with batting 900 or 1,000 against a particular pitcher. And for him to be in his last 12 starts against Atlanta, for him to be 0-11 with an ERA of 7 and change. I mean, come on. Okay, I'm taking. If the Braves, there it is, another one staring you right in the face. How does it, 0-11 with an ERA of 7. They had his number. I mean, it's.
You want to go a little run line here?
There. It's got to get there. It's cheap enough. It's cheap enough with the $1.40.
Okay, all right.
But a lot of stud pitchers going tonight too. This is great. Skeens, Ohtani, Burns. These guys with sick numbers and on great runs all going. Sanchez.
Yep.
It's a fun night.
Really is. Skeens overall on the season, an ERA sub-3. The xERA is even better, 2.29. The FIP, 2.72. So all of his season-long numbers, very, very strong. However, recent form, 12 runs allowed in just over 15 innings pitched. Arrigetti's going tonight for the Astros. And Adam Burke had a great write-up, vsin.com. He always has daily matchups with great detailed information on why he's making bets on these games. But Arrighetti has a 1.34 ERA. Terrific. However, the expected ERA is 4.70, and the FIP is 3.98. He has not allowed more than 2 earned runs in any of his 8 starts, fortunately enough for him. Lefties have been awful, slashing 156, 350, and 200 with a 284 weighted on base. He's also been strong at home with a 3.13 ERA over 106 plus innings in his career. Josh Hader is finally back for the Astros. You're catching about plus 130 for Houston tonight. So that's the reason why Adam Burke made the case and bet Houston. And if you go back to our conversation with Chris Belm the other day, previewing the most wins in the month of June, one of his bets was Houston at, I want to say, 28-1. And one of the reasons why is because of Arrighetti and how he has been overall. Although the underlying numbers are not amazing, overall, he's been solid in the last, it's been 8 starts overall on the year. So there is that.
Cole has owned Cleveland in his career, too. Hasn't given up a run this year. 11-2 with a 2.66 career, 16 starts against Cleveland.
Yep.
See if they bounce back. But that does not sound good with the report on Judge.
It does not. Does not. Jose Ramirez is the one guy for Cleveland with good numbers. 9-23, 4 extra base hits, 2 home runs.
And the Yankees can't beat good teams. That's the other thing. And Cleveland qualifies. They're 8 games over 500. Look at the Yankees' record against teams with a winning record.
Yep. I'll tell you, that one stings for the most wins in June. I mean, you're not going to count it up as a win, but part of the reason why you're betting a team like that, like I did anyway, is because they're 230 on the money line. That kind of gets, that's part of the whole deal. Is like, what are the average money lines going to be in these games? And when you lose games as big of a favorite as they were, like that kind of is like, well, I thought we were going to get that win.
I looked at the Rays 20-1. They just got swept at home.
How about, can you believe what happened against Detroit?
No.
Detroit was playing the worst baseball in the entire league.
Martinez got lit up. Absolutely. They've lost 8 of 10 now. I cannot believe it.
Was that the first off start from Martinez the entire year?
I believe so.
I think it was.
Yep.
Gallen against the Dodgers, this roster.
Yep.
It's a fairly decent sample size, 197 plate appearances, 22% Ks, 277 batting average against this year for Zach Gallen. A 5+ ERA, 6.4 Ks per 9. But again, this all comes down to home versus road, as it has now for like 3 years running with Zach Gallen. 3.09 ERA at home, sub 1 home runs per 9 versus a 7.57 road ERA and 2.5 home runs allowed per 9 on the road. He's getting Ohtani though tonight. And I can't bet him, but it's not like he has terrible numbers at home or against this Dodgers team. Now, I will say how Arizona got beat last night, and they were down big early, but they climbed back into that game. They cut it to 6-5 in the bottom of the 8th. They're facing the Dodgers bullpen, and Nolan Arenado comes up with 2 runners on with 1 out, and he grounds into a double play. And that, obviously ended the inning. And then in the 9th, I think they went 1-2-3.
Okay.
But regardless, they didn't score again, and that was how they lost the game 6-5.
I think this is a big deal. What do you think? We finally get Barkley, Shaq, and the inside the NBA crew on the finals.
I would agree with that.
I don't think this has ever happened because the games are always on ABC. Games were never involved TNT.
No, ever. No.
So you get the pre and the post game now. That's phenomenal.
Well, I mean, for how many years have we been saying that the other stuff is unwatchable? So now you finally get one of the best studio shows of all time, actually on the biggest games.
It's a huge win because you can, the rest of the country can't stomach Stephen A. Smith being a Knicks fan and what it would be like with the finals and how they just. I mean, it's.
Is he completely off the coverage?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They might mix him in just because he's a Knicks fan, but they changed that last year. Their coverage has been Malika Andrews, Windhorst. It was Malone before he took the Carolina job, and I think Kendrick Perkins.
No, but
to have the inside the NBA crew now with a pre and a post game with the finals. And again, game 3 is going to be a madhouse. The get-in price is $4,500. Not to mention the watch parties and what's going to be going on outside.
Would you like to be in the city for games 3 and 4?
I think that's.
Or is it not your scene?
No, I think game 6 is. If they would be up 3-2, I think that would be something with a bucket list item. But you just, again, you're out the door, $50,000 to get in.
I know.
or something like that.
I do think it would be, and I'm not like a big New Year's Eve kind of guy. I'm not.
No.
But I think being in the city for any of these games, 3, 4, 6, I think it would be pretty awesome. Because how many times are we going to see this again?
With good seats? Yes.
I don't even go to
be
the
in the
game.
building?
I just want to be in the. I want to be in the streets.
Okay.
I want to be walking the streets, going to like
If
hanging
they
out with
win.
bars and stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
where the
If
real
they-
fans are going to be at.
If they win and end the drought and all this, the New York drought, the Knicks drought, fair enough.
Yeah. Doug Kazarian, studio coming up next. Loves betting the NBA. He'll tell you why betting props in the finals is different than the conference finals and get into why this is a difficult series to assess next.